Howdy, folks. Hope y'all are having a good day. This is an update to my previous video, and I'm sorry for the delayed uploads. I know I said I was going to make a video on this tractor last weekend, but there has been a slight change in plans. So I threw a battery on it, try to see if I could at least get it to spin, see if it'll do anything. But the starter isn't actually doing much of anything. You'll just hit the button, it'll spin over, the starter will spin, but it won't kick out and engage with the teeth on the flywheel. So I'm thinking we got a bad starter, so I might have to hold off on this for a little bit. I mean, we could do a lot of other little repairs that it needs, but as of now, it needs a starter. So yeah, but yeah. So that's the update on this. I haven't really done much of anything else with my other vehicles or projects I got. But let's go take a look at them, shall we? Okay, some of you may remember from the previous video, this is my 2003 Dodge Ram 1500. It's got the 4.7. Now, as you may see from the previous video, it has been moved. And there's a reason for that. I had to use it yesterday to move a few vehicles around, so I put it back together and just mostly used it to move a few cars and stuff like that around. Now, it has developed a few weird issues. I'm gonna sit here and explain. So, after I got done using it, I went to put it in parking and kill it, and it wants to diesel. If you don't know what dieseling is, it's where when you turn the ignition off, the engine still runs even with the ignition off. I know I'm terrible at explaining things, but that's about the best way I could describe it. But yeah, that has had a few interesting issues come up, but besides that, I'm just, I'm waiting to start on this one until I have the parts and stuff, so it may just sit around for a little bit. The tire on the front passenger side has gone flat. I don't know what is up, but that I completely aired it up yesterday and it has gone completely flat again. So yeah, that's one thing that's going on with this. Now, eventually, I don't know if this back glass is going to hold in, so I might end up having to take it to a professional, have it re-glued back in. But for now, it works. It keeps the dust out and the rain, as we just had a freaking massive flood come through last night. Shocker. But anyway, let's go on to the next one. Okay, now as you may remember from the previous video, this is my 86 K5 Blazer. Reminder, it kind of needs an engine, but since then I have not touched it. It sits exactly in the same spot it was in the last video, and there's a few reasons for that. One is missing a tire, and all the tires that are still on it are flat, so it's kind of hard to move something with 3 flats and missing a tire. But I'm thinking I want to get on. I want to get back to work on this. Maybe clean the interior out, as I just keep throwing more and more junk in it. Because typically, stuff that sits around here for a little while, tends to just turn into a mobile storage unit. But yeah, I've yet to figure out what I want to do as for this. Clearly, I'm wanting to put a 350 in it in place of this 305. Different wheels and tires. Just clean it up and drive it, I guess. But yeah, don't mind this terrible freaking camera work. But, yeah, not much going on with this. I haven't really messed with it since last video. But yes, on to the last project. Okay, on to my last one. This is my 2004 Dodge Dakota, my daily driver, as I have said in the previous episode, and since then I have done a little bit of work, just a little bit. Fixed the AC system in it, which still needs a little bit more work done because it's leaking, but I have put a AC condenser, compressor, and a dryer in it. The AC works enough to keep the heat out of it. Now, there's a few things I want to actually do to it in this video. For one, I want to clean it out as it is completely full of junk. As is tradition, because I've been so busy, I just keep throwing stuff in my back seat. And I really want to get it cleaned out and cleaned up because it's kind of dirty as well, as you can see. It's covered in dust. Now, there's a few more things I want to get to in this video, and then a few updates, mostly on my shop area. So yeah, let's get to that. And then we will get to detailing my nasty truck. Okay, so this is my shop area. I know it's not very nice looking at the moment, but it's a work in progress. So, as some of you may recall, this right here is where that white Dodge was sitting, and you may notice that white Chevy Colorado that was sitting there is now gone. And I know that I said that they had decided they were going to put a different engine in it, but then plans changed. They decided that they were just going to sell it, so I put it back together and we pulled it out of there and put it on the trailer. That's why I had to use the white Dodge, put it back together and get out here. But now that all the vehicles are gone out of here, I would like to take you on a tour of my, quote unquote shop. Take you on over here to the main workspace. So this is my main bay. This is where I do most of my work. I know it looks terrible right now, but it's a work in progress. Eventually, I want to get lifts and stuff and put them probably about somewhere around here and line the ceiling with shop lights whenever I get the power fixed. Now, you may notice the giant gaping hole in the roof. Or not the roof, the side or whatever. I do have a plan for that. My neighbor has a few fallen down chicken houses that he said I may rob the tin off of, so I plan on, framing, doing a little bit of framing up there and right here, and covering that with chicken house tin so it's, no light, just so no water can get in. And you may notice the 8 billion holes in the roof. I plan on using some roll-on tar type stuff for the roof. We've used it on a couple of other things and seemed to seal up really good, so I'd rather do that than just take a caulking gun and go around to every single little hole, because that would take forever. But that will be my second bay over there whenever I get it cleaned up and everything. Not sure what I want to do for like doors yet. Maybe we'll get that figured out, a little bit further down the line. One thing I've been thinking about, you see, I have this chain hoist deal here, and I was initially going to use that to pull engines out, but now that I'm looking at it, I don't think that's too much of a good idea because it could possibly pull that cheap freaking thin metal thing down. So what I eventually want to do is right here where this post is, take some like pipe that they use for like pipe fences and stuff like that, and concrete it there, and go up and then run another piece of pipe all the way over there where I'm gonna have another pipe tubing type deal go down there and just concrete it in. And then of course that top piece is gonna be, sorry about that. Of course the top piece is gonna be welded in there, and then I'll have that chain hanging out or some sort of something like that. Something more sturdy than just that. And eventually I want to do concrete where this carpet is, but for now the carpet is perfectly fine. And that toolbox and that toolbox, I plan on putting on some 4x4 frames looking deals, so make those pretty much like a workbench, where you flip the lid open, have all your stuff in them, stuff like that, make it more handy. And then of course I have my chemical cabinet over there where I'm gonna store like brake clean, coolant, brake fluid, other automotive chemicals like that, But yeah, so far that is what I have got planned out for my workspace. Now, plans may change, but for now this is what I have, kind of a rough idea. Of course, as you can see, I gotta get it cleaned up. That'll probably be a video on the channel as well because, well, I mean, who doesn't like watching a satisfying shop cleaning video or anything like that? I know I surely like watching people clean. But yeah, let's get into the detailing of my nasty. Okay, so now to clean my nasty truck out. First off, what I'm probably going to start with is wiping this nasty dash down. Now, first let's get these books and stuff off. Ooh, that quarter is really hot. Now, for what I'm going to use for the dash is just this Armor All Total Interior like detailer and protectant wipes. I don't know how good it is. I mean, it's just my go-to stuff, so stuff I always use. So let's see if we can get this nasty interior cleaned up. Okay, so now that I got me a wipe out, I'm just going to, oh my gosh, this is terrible. This will be terrible angle. I mean, oh my lord, that dash is hot. That's probably a dummy moment, but never claimed to be a smart man. But yeah, I'm just gonna do that until the dash is completely clean, and I'll give you a after view. So yeah, let me get to this, and I'll see y'all back in about. All right, now that I've cleaned off a bunch of stuff, looks a lot better. Now, it's not perfect by any means. I still haven't even got all the stuff out of the back or cleaned those back doors off. But I think that's good for now. I don't know if you know this, but it's like incredibly hot. It's got to be like almost 100 degrees out here today. So, I think I'm going to call this video here. If y'all want to see a more in-depth video, like interior cleaning and stuff like that, I will probably do a whole detail on that white truck, you know, inside and outside. So if y'all want to see that, let me know. And yeah, so hope y'all have a good day. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, please. I'm trying to, you know, trying to make something of this channel. But anywho, hope y'all have a good one. Peace.